the administrative capacities and also the exposure that the Prime Minister has had during his long elected tenure, both as Chief Minister and as Prime Minister of this country, known for his commitment towards development, growth and reform. So these three things are essentially infused in the budget, which is now speaking for itself in the sense it is the instrument through which Atmanirbhar Bharat is to be attained. So post-pandemic and post-global contraction, economies have suffered all over the world, and as I said during my budget speech, the attempt made in this budget is to provide stimulus, provide a strong stimulus, and provide such a stimulus which can bring in that kind of a multiplier effect, and therefore, instead of finding quick short-term solutions, even as we provide short-term, quick relief for those people who so desperately need it, we are looking at also medium-term, long-term, sustainable growth, which will keep India in that kind of a growth trajectory, which will maintain us as one of those fastest-growing economies in the world. So, government has heard views, opinions, suggestions from experts, from various policy makers around in the country, economists from several parts of the country and also some from outside, and then placed all the thoughts together to produce this budget which has been tabled in the House. Building an Atmanirbhar Bharat actually reflects the aspiration of the people of India, 130 crore people of India, many of whom, two-thirds of whom are youth who are looking for opportunities, looking for dignified ways in which they can live their lives, contribute towards building of this country, and therefore are looking not merely for just assistance from government, but also facilitation and building of such ecosystems with which they can contribute to the economy. So the stimulus is for revival and systemic reforms that even during the pandemic that the Prime Minister has taken up. And those reforms are the ones which are going to sustain the growth, sustain ease of doing business, and sustain India as the leader in terms of entrepreneurial skills. And therefore, the blend of looking at stimulus provision and also not losing out on the opportunity that we can derive, even though we are living in a pandemic situation, to reform and make India a better managed, better governed country for our youth. So the relief and succor which was so required for our poor, for those people who were very much outside of their villages, outside of their states, was so distinctly provided. I think many of us have observed it, many of them have been repeated, but it is worth mentioning just once that 800 million people were provided free food grains, free cooking gas were provided for 80 million people, and cash directly was given to 400 million people, farmers, women, Divyang, and also the poor and needy. So an immediate response as soon as the lockdown was announced has actually provided that so much required succor which is absolutely necessary to support our citizens. The PM Garib Kalyan is valued at 2.76 lakh crores, which is a timely measure that was necessary to be taken. Now, even before I get into some of the details which many of the honourable members have raised as issues, saying, can we have a bit of clarity, will it assure some kind of a steps and so on, I just want to straight away address one issue, sir. Chairman, sir, it's now become a sort of habit for some in the opposition to constantly allege whatever this government is doing, in spite of all that we're doing for the poor, And more needs to be done, and that is not denied at all. In spite of the various steps, obviously seen steps taken for helping the poor and needy of this country, a false narrative is created to accuse, saying, oh, this government works only for cronies. I just want to come up with some details before I get into some of the details in the budget to say, houses completed under PM Awas Yojana, sir, more than 1.67 crore houses have been completed. Is that for the rich? Households which have been electrified under Saubhagya since 2017 October is more than 2.67 crores. Is that for the rich? Total value of orders placed on government e-marketplace is 8,22,077 crore, which is more than 8 trillion of rupees. Are they being given to big companies? They are being given to MSMEs. So we have helped out small and medium companies to ensure themselves getting a market. Is that for the rich and the big capitalists? Length of the road sanctioned under Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana is, and that is strictly between 2014-15 and those years, 2,11,192 kilometers. Those roads go to villages. Are they villages only for the rich, or are they villages where people who belong to the lower sections of the society also live? Are they villages where Garib don't live? So, whose lifeline are these roads? So, unthinkingly just keep throwing allegations saying, oh, this is for crony capitalists, this government is working only for the rich. Please answer these questions. Total verified applications on National Scholarship Portal, more than 9 crore people, and all of whom are getting fellowships. For whom are these fellowships going? Are they going for the rich? Are they going for the capitalists? Are they going for the cronies who the UPA government had happily encouraged? And now to stand up and each time create a false narrative. Before I get into the details of the budget, I want these questions to be kept in mind much before false narratives are thrown at us. Number of farmers registered on e-NAM, sir, approximately 1.69. e-NAM was thanks entirely due to the Prime Minister's effort to make sure that the farmers are connected all over the country and he is not constricted by the local markets. If he has opportunities better anywhere else, he should have it. Are these farmers rich corporate farmers? No, not at all. They are the small farmers. Number of digital transactions, sir, via UPI from August 2016 till January 2020. More than 3.6 lakh crores. UPI is used by who? The rich? The corporate? No, not at all. The middle class, the smaller traders, all of them use UPI. So who are these people then? Is this government creating UPI, facilitating digital transactions to benefit some rich cronies, some damads? Not at all. It is helping only the poor. Number of farmers registered, sir, under PM Fasal Bima Yojana, almost 9 crore farmers. Farmers who benefit out of Fasal Bima Yojana are not large corporate farmers. So, when you allege us, saying you're not taking care of small and medium-sized farmers, Prime Minister, while standing and speaking in response to the debate on presidential address, spoke extensively about small farmers. And I want to remind you of this number, which is the number which benefits from PM Fasal Bima Yojana. For whom is that? Loans sanctioned under Mudra Yojana. More than 27,000 crores have gone under the Mudra Yojana. Who takes Mudra Yojana? Damads? Therefore, please, don't you allege us much before.
Please.
Sir.
Please. अब बजट किसी का नाम लिया नहीं उन्होंने unnecessary आप क्यों फोर्स करते हैं?
Sir, Damad, I didn't think I have a trade back of the Indian National Congress.
Please.
Damad. दामाद
No.
हर घर में होता
No.
है।
Digvijay Singh
अगर
ji,
दामाद
it is not
इंडियन
going on
नेशनल
record. Why are you
कांग्रेस
wasting
के
your
एक
energy?
स्पेशलाइज्ड नाम है।
No, no, let us not be disturbed about Damas.
परिवार।
Let us go up with our district. चले, आपका रिकॉर्ड में नहीं जा रहे, आपका वोकल कार्ड खराब हो जाएगा, प्लीज।
Thank you, sir. Sir, total number of beneficiaries under PM Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana, 6,000 rupees directly through the direct benefit transfer to small and medium-sized farmers. 11 crore farmers have received PM Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana. I can go on like this to say enough and more evidence exists on. No, it's not enough. You don't have the patience to hear more.
No, he is satisfied, ma'am. You continue.
Sir, yes, sir.
He
But
is saying he's satisfied.
sometimes running commentaries are useful to remind, sir.
Yeah. Don't worry.
So, this government's efforts with credible proof of who the beneficiaries are, which are the major schemes, and therefore when the budgetary provisions are made, it is made for the poor, Dalits, tribals, and the students who need desperately all the benefits. And therefore, if you want to speak out, Ujjwala Yojana benefited how many women? And we've extended it to 1 more crore women for whom that Ujjwala will be delivered. Delivery and performance in terms of the last mile connectivity is where we have distinctly shown even some instruments which you have created, even if it's Manrega. I'll give you the data to prove how. No, you don't need to thank me, but you'll have to answer some questions. Where Manrega has greater provisions in actual numbers during our time and effectively using it, I will give you data in a minute. So therefore, stimulus and giving stimulus to such an expenditure, the capital creating expenditure, creating infrastructure, is one of the main features of this budget, especially that it is coming after a pandemic. The other, as I said earlier, not losing out on this opportunity of the pandemic, continuing with reforms. Well, and that is governed by the principle which Prime Minister spoke about even in 2014. In fact, deriving from that, one of our leading newspapers, which I wouldn't think will ever support disinvestment, has written an editorial, sir, to say belated but bold. And belated because Prime Minister had assured in 2014 that he will ensure that disinvestment process will happen, and to have a policy coming in 2021, the paper rightly says belated, but calls it bold too. And we shall show how minimum government and maximum governance will be achieved, fiscal reforms with a clear trajectory of showing how the deficit is going to be managed, and above all, something which I think will be reminded over and over again is bringing transparency in government's accounts.